Hola, buenos días, chicos. Okay, so you don't have a worksheet for today. You may have been sent a document, but that's just for the final task. So make sure you've got your book or piece of paper close to hand. And remember, you can pause this video as many times as you need. So your starter is to recap on last lesson, and you're translating the sentences into English. They increase in difficulty from 1 to 6, and it's all about the places in town, and the challenge is referring to the difference between al and ala. Let's see if you remember about that contraction. No more than 5 minutes, guys, and then come back for the answers. Okay, so hopefully these are the answers you have. Let me quickly explain the challenge answer. So al means to the, and it's used for masculine singular places. For example, the cinema, el cine, voy al cine, I go to the cinema, or I'm going to the cinema. And for ala, it also means to the, but it's for feminine singular places. So the bowling alley, for example, la bolera changes to voy a la bolera. Okay, so today's lesson, en la cafetería. Learning objective is to order food and drink in a cafe using the stem-changing verb querer. All of that will become clear as we make our way through the lesson. So, vamos a la cafetería El Rincón. Aquí tenemos el menú de la cafetería El Rincón. Un café, un té, una Fanta limón, un batido de chocolate fresa, una Coca-Cola, especial del día, granizado de limón, raciones, gambas, jamón, calamares, croquetas, patatas bravas, tortilla, pan con tomate. So you have got to match up the drinks, bebidas, and the dishes, raciones, with their price. So you've got to add the price to these little dashes here. What do you think the raciones are in English? And what's different about the way the price is written? So think about the way we write it in English and the way it's written here in Spanish. Come back for the answers when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to give you the answers in a slightly different way. You are going to hear me say the answers for each drink and each racione and see if it's correct. So if you hear me say 25 at the end, that's referring to 25 cents. If you hear me say 50, that's 50 cents. And 75 is 75 cents. Okay? So I'm going to go down the drinks first, the bebidas, and then the raciones, the dishes. So, un café, €1.50. €1.50. Un té, €1.50. €1.50. Una Fanta limón, €1.75. €1.75. Un batido de chocolate fresa, €3. €3. Una Coca-Cola, €1.75. €1.75. And the last one for the drinks, especial del día, granizado de limón, €2.75. €2.75. So that was the drinks, guys, and I'll show you here the answers. And for the raciones, I'm going to read them out for you now, but we've not got the support box, so let's see how you've got on with this. For gambas, €9.50. 9,50 €. Jamón, 10,50 €. 10,50 €. Calamares, 5,50 €. 5,50 €. Croquetas, 3,50 €. 3,50 €. Patatas bravas, 3,50 €. 3,50 €. Tortilla, 4 €. 4 €. And the last one for raciones, pan con tomate, 4,50 €. 4,50 €. So how did you get on, guys, with that one? Here are the answers for the raciones. Give yourself a tick for each one, and we shall move on. So stem changing verbs, this is part of our learning objective. We have the verb here, querer, which means to want. But first of all, what is a stem changing verb? A stem changing verb, also known as a root changing or radical changing, and they're also sometimes known as boot verbs, and you'll see that in a bit. And these are verbs that have a spelling change in the stem or the main part of the verb. You have actually already seen a stem changing verb before. Say what? You have seen it with jugar, which means to play. This is the only verb that changes in the stem from U to UE, as you can see here. So we've got our infinitive to play, jugar, and then the U has changed to UE, because that's how we say I play, juego. But today we are looking at, here in green, we are looking at querer, which is to want, and the rule is E to IE. Querer, to want, quiero, I want. If you want a challenge, we have got preferir, which means to prefer. It's the same rule, E to IE, but it's ending in IR, so you're going to have different endings. So preferir, to prefer, prefiero, I prefer, which you have already seen before. If you want some support with your present tense endings, I recommend you go to Knowledge Organizer Module 3, page 6, and you've got all the present tense endings there for you. Okay, so take a look here at the full verb of querer. Pause the video, read the questions, and come back for a little discussion. Okay, so question 1. What do you notice about the spelling of the ones in dark green? So we're looking at these ones here, and if you notice, there's a little shoelace here, because that's why they're boot verbs. So all of these ones in green have the stem change of E to IE. So querer, quiero, quieres, quiere, quieren. Make sure you get that pronunciation as well. It's almost like a key. Literally, you've got a key in your hand. Quiero. And then, what is the difference between those and the ones outside of the green area, the dark green area? So, querer, quiero. Let's compare it. Querer, queremos. So these ones don't change. This is the key point of stem changing verbs. So when we say we or you all, so the plural version, they don't change. The stem stays exactly the same as the infinitive. It's only I, you singular, he, she, and they that changes. Let's have a look at that formation step by step. Make some notes if you want to. So we get our infinitive, querer. We identify the stem, and it's the E. We change the spelling for all pronouns except we and you plural. So we've still got it with the ER at the end, but we've just changed this bit to IE, and this one stays the same. Remove AR, ER, or IR. In this case, it's ER because that's our infinitive. and then we add the present tense endings for the ones you want. So that's why it goes to quiero, quieres, quiere. Then it stays the same, the spelling queremos, queréis, then back to stem changing quieren. The challenge. You can do this now if you want to. There are no answers, so I would save it for later. You've got exactly the same, but it's just going to be IR endings because this is ER and this is IR. Okay, so this is your final task. So imagine this is sort of a take 10 in class. You need to go to the worksheet and read the conversation happening in a cafe. You have to, first of all, fill in the gaps with the correct form of querer. Make sure you're going back to earlier on in this video if you need support, or you can go to your Knowledge Organizer Module 5 and it is all there for you. Some require preferir, to prefer, not all of them, and it is highlighted in the worksheet for you, so that's a bit of a challenge for you. And then the next level is to translate the whole conversation into English. You don't need to submit this to your teacher because you are going to get the answers when you're ready. So come back for the answers after you finish the gap fill and then the translation. Okay, so hopefully you are back here for the answers now. So this is your take 10 gap fill answer. Here we have the camarero, and he is saying, what do you all want? Because he's speaking to two people, Elena and Raúl. So, ¿qué queréis? Elena, she puts the question straight onto Raúl, but she's speaking just to Raúl, so it's quieres. Raúl, I want a plate or dish of croquettes and calamari, so quiero. Same again for Elena because she's talking about herself. Camarero, this is in red because this was part of the challenge, so we actually have preferir, so prefiero una ración de patatas bravas. Perfecto, me gustaría esa. Camarero, ¿queréis algo para beber? Do you want something to drink? Raúl, Elena no quiere un batido de fresa porque es horrible, pero queremos o preferimos beber un granizado de limón, por favor. And the last one, guay, gracias, señores. Apologies here, guys. The spelling here should be a P for patatas bravas, not a B. That's something completely different. And I've got my agreements mixed up here, so make sure you are checking your work when it comes to anything in Spanish and even English as well, because this should be un granizado, not una. So highlighted, underlined are your gap fill answers, and here is your translation. So the waiter, hello, good day, good morning, what do you want? I've still underlined and highlighted the words that you would have had in the gap fill just to see how they are slightly different in English. Elena, morning, what do you want, Raúl? Raúl says, I want a plate of croquettes and a plate of fried squid. If you wrote dish here instead, that's absolutely fine. And if you wrote portion, that is another alternative as well. Elena, delicious. Yes, I also want a plate of fried squid. Oh gosh, my spelling is all over the place today, guys. Not of friend squid, that'd be unfair. So fried squid, but I do not like croquettes. Me neither. Lovely phrase. And in Spanish, it's the yo tampoco, me neither. I prefer a plate of spiced potatoes or patatas bravas. Hey, there we go, I've spelled it correctly now. Elena, perfect, I would like that. Me gustaría esa is what it said in Spanish because she's saying I would like, and then esa refers to patatas bravas, feminine. Waiter, do you want something to drink? He's asking a question now. He said, ¿Queréis algo para beber? But obviously we say, do you want? Raúl goes on to say, Elena does not want a strawberry milkshake because it is horrible, but we prefer a drink of iced lemon. English, goodness me, to drink an iced lemon drink, please. So you could have gone for we want or we prefer, depending on what you put in the gap. And the last one, cool, thanks guys. Excellent, so I hope that was clear for you. Apologies for the slight mistakes at the end, but there we go. We're all human at the end of the day. And I'll see you for next lesson. Adios.